right, you caught me. Hey, I actually started doing this video during my 6-month period, and my battery in my mic went out. So here's some highlights of that, and I'll catch up with you when I'm done recovering. Later. Hi folks, my name is Dave, and welcome to my 6-month review of my quad tendon rupture recovery process video series, and it is a celebration time. So yeah, we have come a long way in 6 months, and for those of you who are just starting out, and I've read some of your recent YouTube comments, there's a couple of you that have just started off or within like 2 weeks of, or maybe even a week, just having surgery. Others are maybe just a month in, and you're wondering if you're ever going to be normal, if you're going to be able to do regular things again. So yes, you are. And so I want to be able to show you some of the things that I'm doing now to kind of give you a little perspective of how far things have come, and even a big jump even between month 5 and month 6. I think I had mentioned in all my videos I had pain on the inner part of my knee, and that's gone. And it was just like all of a sudden one day you wake up and you go, am I not feeling that anymore? And so you kind of wait for a couple days to test it out, and then you realize it's gone. It's just that phase is gone. Some of you might be in the clunking phase right now. That was scary when that first started. Happened in physical therapy, they had me do something, and all of a sudden my knee went clunk, and I looked at her like, oh no, I did something bad. And she goes, no, that's part of the process. You know, it's gonna clunk for a while. And you go through that phase and you wonder if it's ever gonna stop. And then, like I say, you wake up one day and it's like, I don't think I'm clunking. And maybe take a couple days to realize that that's where you're at. But anyway, there's successes along the route, and so we should all celebrate those. So 6 months, I think, is a big celebration cause. And I remember my surgeon telling me that at the 6-month point, your knee is, you're going to get all you can expect out of it, if that makes sense. So I was, that was a little leery when you're in like month 4 and month 5. I was like, I don't think it's going to be a whole lot better by month 6, but it will be. I do feel like I have a peg leg. I walk. I think I still have a slight limp. It's not very noticeable, but I notice it, and it feels like my injured leg is like a 1/2 inch longer than the other one, and it's like I feel like I'm doing this when I'm walking, and it really accentuates when I'm like on a treadmill. And I've only done this once on a treadmill. Is try to run. Go. And I feel that. And so what it is, it's not, and it feels like there's no spring in the knee. It's just not, you can bounce off this one like, it's just staying behind. But that's because, you still have to build up the muscles in the knee here. The quad, there's the inner muscle in here. There's 4 muscles that make up the quad. That makes sense. And this inner one is the smallest one, and it's the last one to finally wake up and come around. Okay, one of the things I wanted to show you, I have to get down a little lower, I've lowered the camera, is how I'm doing squats these days. And this is a kettlebell. And this one's 12 pounds. I normally do this at the gym with 25 pounds. And it really helps to offset the weight when you're going down. Especially when you gain 9 pounds like I have during this process. Man, it's horrible for that. And I started going to the gym about a month ago, seriously. And I should have started earlier. I could have started earlier, but I was kind of being really cautious. But I wish I had gone back a little bit earlier to start working off some of this stuff. So anyway, I want to show you how I do these, and you can see how far I bend down and things like that. So last time I measured, so this knee has always been like 145 degrees It's kind of the standard for this one. Last time I measured, I was like 142. So, and that was probably a month ago. So I'm probably there. I'm probably fully extended. And I think that's probably one of the things my doctor was saying, that you're going to get about as far as you are knee-wise in 6 months. So anyway, I think I made it. So let's check this out. So all I do, I take my weight, I just kind of hold it out in front of me. Got my feet about shoulder width apart, and I just go down and I just sit there. Really good stretch on your quad. And then I'm kind of rocking on my heels, and I want to push up straight. And again, keep your weight on the back of your feet. So it keeps you really straight when you're going up and down. So front view of that, again, shoulder width apart. You don't want to be like real wide, just shoulder width. And again, you're just kind of coming down, sitting here. Usually go count to 2 or 3, and then slowly come back up. And that's when the mic broke. And so from here on out, I wanted to take you outside with me. As you can see, it was snowing, and I just want to let you know that I had confidence in my knee that I could go out and walk in the snow. Now, I don't really recommend that. Probably not the smartest thing I could have done, but anyway, it worked out successfully, and yeah, now back to our regularly scheduled program. Okay, well, I have recovered and changed my clothes, and I thought for the next couple minutes I would just talk about what it's like at month 10, 11, which is kind of where I'm at, and to answer some questions that I would have had had I been, or where I actually was, 10, 11 months ago. So, what's life going to be like? So, I think the first question I had was, will my knee feel normal? And can I do normal things? And so the answer to that is no. It does not feel normal. And can I do normal things? Well, I guess that depends on what normal is. So that means, can I do everything as well as I could, before the injury? Then the answer is no. But can I do lots of things? Yes. So we'll kind of go through some of those things. Most of the things that you've heard is that it takes about a year to recover from this. And I think the word "about" is probably key, because it's going to take you different time frame than it's going to take me. You're going to be a different age than I am. You may recover faster, slower. You may have had more extensive, less extensive injury and things like that. Nothing's really, we're not on an even par, if you will. So we're all different, and we're all going to do things a little differently. So one of the confessions that I have is that I have not been as diligent in working out as I had hoped I would be. And there's lots of reasons or excuses, that I could be using here. But, I had to sell a house, the one you saw me working in a couple of videos ago. I had to get that house ready to sell, and then move 80 miles north, and all the packing, unpacking, and all that kind of good stuff. So it just takes time away from where I would normally have had time to work out. And so my commute is, an hour and a half plus sometimes each way. So, the amount of time I have during the day to actually do those type of things is diminished compared to where it used to be. So again, excuses, right? But anyway, but I am doing, and had done, a lot of yard work. Moving is not a passive thing to do. It takes a lot of work. There's a lot of squatting. There's a lot of work on your knees. And so I feel like I have been working out. It just hasn't been in a gym.
All you need to do is stand on the resistance band. Oh my God.
And especially at this new place, I'm doing a lot of yard work, and so it's just constant strain on those joints. So here's something I would not have thought that I would be doing, but I'm still icing, like maybe once a month. But actually, I would probably. There's been many, not many. There's been days when it's like, man, I really should ice because my knee's a little swollen. It's just taking a beating today. Generally, a good night's sleep will fix that. But I still like to have ice on it occasionally, and man, it still feels good. So why not? It's kind of what my thought is. So I do have. Do I have pain? So yes, I do have pain, and it would be right where the scar is. So right where the quad is meeting the tendon. Basically, the part that I tore. That's the part that hurts. That kind of makes sense. My knee really does not hurt. My knee may hurt when I'm going up and down stairs. I do feel that still, and I think it's just time. It's certainly a whole lot better than it was. But I'm just giving you the lowdown that hey, yeah, it still hurts. And stairs is does put a lot of pressure on that joint, and I feel it. So maybe you won't, maybe you will. We don't know. One of the things that I do not like to do, if you're, let's just take an example. If you're in a church and you have like a folding chair that you're sitting in, like a straight back, and not a whole lot of leg room, I do not like that. I am always trying to like straighten my leg out and stretch it out and get some relief there. I find that when I'm in the office or at home, I really like to have that seat, leaning back in it because it just allows my leg to go out straight a little bit. So just one of those things. All right, so that's kind of some things that you can expect. Now, I'll say some negative things you can expect. But here's some positive things. I'm out there playing with the dogs every day. I'm doing lots of yard work. I'm walking a whole lot more now that the weather's good. Sunday, we walked down to a car show, and it's a mile and a half each way, almost, and then we walked around down there for a couple hours. So, I probably put 4 or 5 miles on the knee on Sunday, and going up and down hills, and no really ill effects. So, so it's all good. So yeah, there's you can do pretty much anything that you could before. You saw me run. Running is something that I really wanted to do, and I still do. It's not as important to me now because if I had to run, I could run, right? So if we're in the woods and a bear's chasing us, as long as I'm ahead of you, then I feel like I'm okay, So that's just the truth. So anyway, I can run for I'd say short distance, and but my knee will fatigue quite a bit. And what you saw before in the treadmill, that almost happened to me. I got up and thought I was going to run, and got it up to like 5 miles an hour and started just jogging, and then immediately my knee gave out, and it was all I could do to hold on and not hit the floor. So I did that twice. So lesson learned: take it easy. You're not going to just go at week or at month 5, month 6, and think you're going to just start running. It's not going to happen. And that's one of those things that's going to take me longer than a year to do. And but again, it's just where I'm at. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. And thank you all for watching. It's really cool to hear your stories. It's really cool to see your comments, and just the encouragement that you give me as well. And I appreciate the feedback that you're giving me on these videos. That's awesome. I never really thought that that many people would catch on or have this injury, number one, and then find these videos and find them helpful. So anyway, that's great. Thank you so much. And I will try to post one sometime after a year and give you an update from there. And then that's probably it, but who knows? So anyway, thanks everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.